Well, let's get to the big story here. People have been dying to get their hands on the president's tax return since before his election. And now, finally, we got him. The New York Times says they got nearly 2 decades worth, and they say he only paid, drumroll please, $750 in federal income taxes in both 2016 and 2017. And that he paid 0 income taxes at all in 10 of the past 15 years. Now, the president has said this is fake news yesterday. He called it fake news. Let's take a look at his response.
It's totally fake news, made up, fake. It's under audit. They've been under audit for a long time. The IRS does not treat me well. They treat me very badly. You have people in the IRS, they treat me very, very badly.
The Times also revealed that the president is about $421 million in debt, which much of it coming due soon. So DBL Nation, we always throw to you. We want to know what you think. Will the president's tax returns hurt him in the upcoming election, yes or no? We have, of course, our voting up. So just go to dblvote.com to weigh in. We'd love to hear your take. I got some comments already, Lindsay and Al. Lena from Twitter says, seriously, what a con. Trump lost my vote. Bearded says, it's a tax strategy. I'm not a Trump fan, but it means he is a great CPA. Chris says it's called gaming the system. And Chuck says, raise your hand if you paid more federal income tax than President Trump. Lindsay, where do you feel?
So on one hand, I don't think that everybody is going to be so surprised if he did pay $750 because a lot of millionaires, billionaires, and companies avoid taxes, and that's just how our laws are set up. So I'm not like taken aback. But I am going to say that if he's running on economic prosperity and being an astute businessman, to show that he has years of chronic losses in the New York Times is something that will be more alarming for people that say, oh, he's the guy that could turn around our economy and bring more money coming in and take us out of debt. So I think that that is the part that would hurt him more, to show that he's just drowning, from what it seems like from this report, in debt.
That's exactly what I was thinking too, is if he runs and I'm a great businessman, we see that he might be $400 million to almost over $1 billion in debt. We don't know to whom. We also know his strategy, Al, is to get money from his celebrity. Like, he got $430 million, right, from The Apprentice, and then he puts it out into golf courses that are risky, loses money, and then deducts it all on taxes. So is he just a con man?
You know, talking about the president is such a difficult thing on this show because, you know, he's so polarizing. So let's just talk about us.
Okay.
Last month, I sent a check to the IRS, the biggest one I've ever sent ever.
Yeah.
It had a comma in it and 2 numbers after that. And I think a lot of people are frustrated because whether he's the problem or not, I think the problem is that the rich avoid the things that regular folks have to pay, and it's not fair. Whether you a Trump supporter or not, I guarantee you paid a lot more in taxes than you probably would have liked to, and maybe more than you feel like you received in your life in terms of what you got back. Right. There's a documentary, and Lindsay, you know, this is called Broke on ESPN, and it shows a lot of these young athletes, and everybody lampoons them like, oh, you had a contract for $50 million, now you're broke. You're so. First of all, these guys are in their early 20s. What would you have done with that kind of money? Right. But most of that time, they lose that money through taxes. So how come those guys can't set up shelters? Why does it only seem to work for certain people in the system? I do not get this, and no one can explain. Lindsay, you are 2 of the smartest women I know. Do you know anything about your taxes? I sure as heck don't. I don't know anything.
Well, I'm just saying, if he was legitimately drowning in debt and kept the lights on and kept thousands of people employed, there's a whole other side to that, right? Why you would get that type of refund is because you're keeping tons of people working in our economy going, which is why they save people and businesses like that. But I do think that when you think about like nurses and firefighters and doctors that paid more taxes than somebody that's a millionaire, that's when you get those voters that are in the swing states that are probably going to do some of those blue collar jobs and be stressed out by the idea of them paying more than their president.
Yes, I think it's exactly those people in the Rust Belt, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Ohio, who are paying commas in their tax refunds.
Those people are subsidizing the people that aren't paying taxes.
I think the Trump Hotel is basically a subsidized living because of what happened. I also just want to read finally to end here. The New York Times says ultimately Mr. Trump has been more successful playing a business mogul on The Apprentice than actually being one in real life. And I think that says a lot. Let's go to our megaphone. 63% of you say it will hurt him in the election, and 37% of you say no, which is right that base, right? His base is always around 36 to 38%. So write us in with more details. Great conversation.
And I want to hear what the Trump people have to say. Like, Jenny, I'm not going to attack. I want to see how they not spend this, but take this information.
And do you think he'll work for you with this information? Absolutely, write us in.